Thank you very much. The Citizens Coalition for Change, led by Advocate Nelson Chamisa, we joined the African continent in celebrating Africa Day. As you know, the African Day is important in the history of the African continent. From 1963, we celebrated this day, particularly to celebrate not just the culture of African people, but the institutionalization of the organization of the African Union, as was founded by the leaders like Kwame Nkrumah and others. So we joined the African continent in celebrating this very important day for the African people, particularly around attainment of political freedoms. Majority of African countries attained political independence from the colonizer and agreed that there must be an organization for the African Union to champion and safeguard the sovereignty of the African people. But beyond the political freedoms and rights of African people, we continue to move towards the achievement of economic liberation. As it was agreed on the formation of the organization of the African Union, that at the center of the institution is the agenda for economic liberation for black people and Africans in particular. So we reiterate the need for advancement of that particular objective, which is the objective to liberate African people from the jaws of economic repression and suppression. That's why we joined with all the Africans from Cape to Cairo in celebrating this very important day. This year the theme is about African nutrition. It's very important because we have said, the champion-in-chief Advocate Nelson Chamisa has said this several times, that our wealth as African society is our health. So we are happy about the theme of the African Union to make sure that we put at the center of development in the African discourse about health, because health is our wealth. If we want to safeguard future generation, we must invest in health. That's why we agree with the thematic direction that is taken by the African Union. But more importantly, COVID-19 and other invisible enemies that have emerged in the post-2000 era have taught us as the African people, as African sons and daughters, that we must make sure that we invest so much into health. As Zimbabwe have said this very clearly to our compatriots here in Zimbabwe, that let us invest, let us agree with the Abuja Declaration on Health that 15% of the annual budget must go to health. So let's invest in the health of our people. Let's invest in health facilities so that we safeguard the future of our own children. Let's invest in the future of African humanity by investing in health. But also we reiterate on the culture of Ubuntu. We have seen the emerging challenges in the African continent. People, we must be able to deal with wars emerging in the African continent. We must be able to deal with violence. We must be able to deal with state-sponsored repression. We must ensure that we do not become xenophobic against each other. Ubuntu teaches us that we are one people. I am a South African. I am a Nigerian. I am a Zimbabwean. We are one people. Unity is important. Unity of African people. We are brothers. We are sisters. We must come together because I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. That is the key message that we bring as the Citizens Coalition for Change to African brothers and sisters. Let's come together and rebuild the African continent and safeguard the sovereignty of African people. More importantly, we must make sure that African children and daughters have access to the strategic sectors of the economy. That's why we have reiterated our position on supporting to make sure that land is given to black people and Africans in particular. It's very important, African people, let's come together. We thank you.